everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about a bottle that was recently released, and I saw it on the shelf in the Virginia ABC and heard some good things about it. I saw it, was definitely interested, and then I did a phone a friend. So I called my buddy, Mr. Dave V, who is a wheated bourbon or wheated whiskey aficionado. And I said, hey, did you get the new bottle from Bernheim? He goes, absolutely. I said, do you like it? He goes, yes. So that's all I needed to hear. And I went and I picked this thing up. So what we're going to talk about today, this is the Bernheim 20th anniversary small batch. So this is a 10-year-old limited edition that Bernheim has put out. It's 115 proof. So now, most people confuse Bernheim with they just don't know, they see a Bernheim, they're like, well, what's Bernheim, right? So Bernheim was actually acquired by Heaven Hill. So I believe, I don't know if it was after the fire or before the fire, but so Bernheim carries a deep legacy dating back to the 19th century, and through the current facility is a relatively modern addition to that history, right? So it was founded by Isaac Wolf Bernheim, who is a German immigrant who arrived in the U.S. in 1867 with only $4 in his pocket. So he eventually founded Bernheim Brothers in Uri, and created the iconic I.W. Harper brand in 1879. I did not know that. It was involved in philanthropy and everything like that. So the modern West Breckenridge Street plant was built by United Distilleries, now Diageo, in 1992. And in 99, Heaven Hill purchased the distillery to replace their Bardstown production plant that was destroyed in the catastrophic fire that took place back in 1996. So it is was the production facility for all of Heaven Hill distillate after the fire. And it's where all those great brands from Heaven Hill have been produced. So it's not a place that you can go visit. It is a modern production facility. So it runs 24/7, produces about 1,500 barrels or 73,000 gallons of new make whiskey every day. Think about that, man. 1,500 barrels. There's some craft distilleries that don't do 1,500 barrels in a year, not even 2 years, maybe 3 years. It's crazy. Just the production that they have going on over here. So what a lot of people confuse, they think Bernheim is a bourbon. And it's not. It's actually a whiskey because it is more than 51% wheat. And to be a bourbon, you have to be 51% corn. So this is a wheated whiskey, not a bourbon. So the mash bill on this here is usually, I believe, 51% wheat. It's 37% corn and then 12% malted barley. And it's just very, very pleasant to drink. I think back when I started my crazy adventure, I had a Elijah Craig, just a 94 proof small batch. Really enjoyed it. And everyone was watching some YouTube videos and people talking, reading stuff. They said, well, you got to get a barrel proof Elijah Craig. I said, all right. So when I started on this crazy adventure, it was middle to end of 2023, and it dropped in the fall of 2023. The most iconic batch of Elijah Craig, the C923. So there I am, a whiskey and bourbon newbie, walking into stores asking, hey, do you have that Elijah Craig barrel proof? And people would look at me, no, man, that's allocated, dude. That's long gone. It's like kind of walking into a store now and asking for Blanton's, right? Who knew? I was a I was a whiskey noob, didn't know anything, and you know, that's what happened. But I stumbled on a Bernheim barrel proof, and I was like, "Ooh, wait a second, same distillery. It's a Heaven Hill product. Let me get it." Didn't even realize that it's not a bourbon; it was a whiskey. And I made the mistake initially, and then reading the mash bill that's on the barrel proof bottle, I'm like, "Ooh!" And I was always into wheat whiskey, so there we go. This is a special bottle, so I've had a few sips of this already, and it is it's a nice cork pop. Yep, it's a real cork, I believe. Or is that synthetic? Yeah, I think it's real. Looks real. So let me get a little bit of this poured up. We'll sit here and we'll chat about it. So what's cool is, within the Heaven Hill brand, you have Bernheim, which is their wheated whiskey. Obviously, you have Old Fitz, which is a phenomenal wheated bourbon. And then you have Larceny, which is, I think, an awesome wheated whiskey as well. But Bernheim's a little bit different, obviously, because it's a whiskey, not a bourbon. And this bottle is just, it's good. It is really good. If you see it, this would be something that I would say, yeah, if you're into wheated whiskey and you enjoy Heaven Hill products, this might be something you might want to snag. I know it says limited edition. I don't know what that means, how many barrels, how many bottles. But I know it came into the Virginia ABC. It sat for a little bit because people didn't know what it was. And now I've seen the Facebook groups and people popping off and everything like that, kind of, hey, you got to get this bottle. Oh, did you see that bottle? So now, the FOMO's kicking in, the frenzy. So people are going out and snagging the bottle. So on the nose, this is just quintessential a wheated whiskey. It is soft. You get that baking spice, that kind of, it's not obviously not corn because it's only part of the mash bill is corn, but it's like a wheated bread type of a note, which that baking spice. And then you get, because of the age, so it's 10 years, you get some oak, you get some caramel, and you get burnt sugars. It's just super pleasant on the nose. I mean, it is very, very pleasant. I would say it's kind of reminiscent to, so I have Old Fitz, the 7 years, kind of very similar to a nose I get on those. Now, the Larceny, the barrel proofs are a little bit richer because of the higher proof and everything like that. But this thing has got some awesome viscosity. It coats the glass really well. Super viscous. Yeah, this is something you could sit back and enjoy any time of the year. Oh, cheers, everybody. Look at that. I'm going to take a sip and not say cheers. What am I thinking? So, right off the bat, you get that baking spice, that kind of a little bit of a wheat bready note, and then the caramel, the vanilla, and then a little bit. So, obviously, it does have some corn in it, so you get that sweet profile of the corn, and maybe it's not super present, but maybe just a tiny little tinge of honey in there. And I don't like honey bourbons or honey whiskeys. I'm not into those honey finishes. To me, they're just way too sweet. But there's a slight sweetness to this thing, and it's got to be the 37% corn that's in this thing. And it's what, 100 and I'm forgetting what it is already. 115 proof. I mean, it drinks its proof. It's not something, when I first opened this and even today, there is zero zero ethanol on this. It is just a pleasant smelling whiskey. Pleasant. No burn, no like, oh my god, I can't drink that type of a thing and everything like that. It's just a pleasant pour, and it's it's an anniversary, 20th anniversary of Bernheim, and it's a 10-year-old age stated product. I want to say in the Virginia ABC, I think the price was like $78 or $79, somewhere in that range, or maybe it was a little less. I think it was 76 to 78, somewhere in that range. So I grabbed one. I'm happy to have it. Had a wax top to it, a little fancy. It's got all these different things on here. I don't read all this stuff. I mean, it's just that's the marketing people. But hey, what's in the bottle is very, very good. And if you see one and you're into, so who should get this, right? Anybody who's into wheated products. This is you're going to enjoy this, okay? If you don't like wheated whiskey, if you're a rye person, or if you're super high spice or super high proof, you like something that's gonna kind of smack you around a little bit, and you're gonna enjoy rich, deep flavors, this is not for you. This is something that is just easy, enjoy, casual sipper. It's not offensive. You can start your night with this. You can end your night with this, and that's, to me, that's the beauty of it. And I'm happy to have it. So, hopefully, if you're on the fence, thinking about getting it, not getting it, I know it's not a shocker, right? I'm doing a review, and it's not a single barrel. I didn't even think about saying that in the beginning. My goodness. But I enjoy this. I enjoy wheated whiskeys, and this is a wheated whiskey. It's not a bourbon. Just remember that. So, cheers, everybody. And as I always and will always end, this is the West Virginia Bourbon Guy, reminding you that pours are always best when they're shared with friends. Cheers, everybody. Have a great one. Man, that is just, wow. Got better with that second sip. It's a great pour. Go out and get one if you can. That's all I can say. Cheers, everybody. We'll catch you later.